Well, Mandalorian and Grogu may have been a self-admitted bust by Disney, and it was. Again, I still can't fathom who thought it was a good idea to do a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I just can't wrap my head around that. Anyway, but I always said, even before Mandalorian and Grogu came out, to me, the real return of Star Wars to the big screen is going to be Star Wars Starfighter. And now there is a report coming out. And as you know what? Before we even jump into it, I should say this. This one, because I cannot independently verify the information, for now, we are going to file this one firmly under the rumor mill, okay? So keep that in mind. It is being talked about on some pretty big outlets, but until it's validated completely, just keep a little grain of salt in the back of your head that we're going to count this one right now as a rumor, although it does seem there is some stuff to it. Here's what's going on. IGN is reporting, at least on whispers they're hearing, that Star Wars Starfighter, again, to me, the actual return of Star Wars to the big screen, is going to possibly drop their first trailer tomorrow night at the big Disney Motion Pictures presentation at D23. So the Disney Motion Pictures presentation at D23 is not just Marvel. So it's Disney Animation, it's Pixar, it's Lucasfilm, it's Disney Pictures, it's Marvel. So it's all those things, right? You guys remember a couple years ago, they did a really cool one where they did it from the arena that the Anaheim Mighty Ducks play in, something Comic-Con should take some notes from.
It was a fun presentation.
Oh, it was a really fun presentation.
Really well done.
They did some really cool. And when they marched out the cast from Agatha All Along, and all the cast came out singing the big Agatha song, like everything about it was really cool, done very well. Excellent presentation. I'm not a lover of D23. It can burn in hell as far as I'm concerned. But credit where credit is due, that was a very good presentation. It was an excellent presentation. They're not doing the same thing this year, but it is coming up. And of course, they're going to be talking about this. And they're saying they're going to be talking about Starfighter and that they're going to drop. Now, the second part of this report, first part is that they're going to drop a trailer for it at D23 tomorrow night. The second part of the report is that don't you expect to see it? Because the second part of the report says that not only are they dropping a trailer tomorrow, they're not then going to drop that for the public until December.
Ooh.
So
in front of Doomsday, I'm
September,
guessing?
October, November. I mean, like maybe
you said September or December?
No, December.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So that they wouldn't be dropping it till December. To which I have, well, good luck with that, keeping that under wraps. But also, so we're in August, September, October, November. You don't think you're going to change the trailer in 4 months, but whatever. So both parts of this report or rumor could be true. Both parts could be false. One could be true. The other could be false. We'll find out tomorrow night. But look, I'm going to say this about it. I don't think it can be overstated at this moment in time how important Star Wars Starfighter is to Star Wars brand as a whole right now. Because coming out, well, first of all, even just going into and rolling into Mandalorian and Grogu, despite the tremendous victory that Andor was, Star Wars is on shaky legs, right? I mean, by putting out subterranean crap like The Acolyte, Book of Boba Fett, I mean, the list goes on. Yeah, they've had some pretty decent things too. Skeleton Crew, I thoroughly enjoyed, obviously, Andor. But yeah, Ahsoka was disappointing. Obi-Wan should have been great, could have been great. Wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was also pretty disappointing. And then I won't even get going on the Rise of Skywalker. I won't even go down that path again about Rise of Skywalker. So I think it's fair to say that going into Mandalorian and Grogu, Star Wars is on shaky legs. It's still got its legs, but shaky legs. And then they make the incomprehensible decision to release a movie for the first time in 7 years based on a television show that had a pretty weak third season, and they put Mandalorian and Grogu out. And, if that's any indication of what we're going to get in the Dave Filoni era of Lucasfilm, we're in for a rough ride.
The
So
Ahsoka movie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I would not be shocked.
You know what?
It's being talked about.
I'm going to give Dave Filoni the benefit of the doubt, and even he's got to know he can't do that. He's got to know he can't do an Ahsoka movie, please. Even he knows that, I would like to think. So it again brings us back around full circle to the idea of Star Wars Starfighter. There is so much riding on this that, yeah, you got to follow up. Andor is great, but Andor is a blip. Right? Greatest thing Star Wars has ever done since the original trilogy, but it's one blip in a sea of mediocrity. You've got to follow it up now, especially coming off of the failure of Mandalorian and Grogu, which again, I don't want to make it sound, guys, like I'm saying Mandalorian and Grogu was the worst piece of garbage ever. It wasn't. It had its upsides. It wasn't terrible, but it's not what Star Wars needed at that moment. And Starfighter needs, listen, I'm not going to say here, guys, that it needs to be a 10 out of 10, but it needs to knock it out of the park. It needs to be pretty good. Yeah. So I like the idea of them starting a small groundswell. We're still almost a year away from the movie, but start a small groundswell, release a trailer tomorrow would be great. You don't have to put it out online for everybody yet, because you don't necessarily need to start building the bigger level of hype now, because then that'll just dissipate and it'll wear off. So I like the idea of it if it's true. So Chris, let me ask you this. Whenever we get rumor mill issues, I always ask the same two questions. Yeah. The first one is, how likely do you think this is true, that we're going to get a trailer tomorrow night, but they may not release it to the general public, much like they did for Comic-Con with the Avengers trailer? And then the second question is, assume for a moment that it's true. How would you feel about it? What do you think about this?
No, yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I do think that they would probably show, if not a trailer, at least a clip or some sort of just tease, even if it's like a 10-second thing build up, just lean to showing what Ryan Gosling will look like. And it's got to be something also worth wanting to talk about outside, because it's not going to be something they release to the public, but it's got to be something that people are like, whoa, you guys see this footage?
Yeah,
Star Wars is back. Like, and that at least will build some sort of, and Disney's been playing with that angle. I mean, how many times did they show the Doomsday trailer before it finally went to the public? And that's all, people were talking about. But I'm very curious to see when this comes. And you were so right about how important this movie is. And to me, it's also just like, what do audiences want from Star Wars is kind of like what I'm wondering is, the Mandalorian Grogu thing could be chalked up to a lot of people going like, oh, I didn't watch the Disney Plus show, or the confusion of, oh, I thought this was a Disney Plus thing, or like that. But like, here you have Ryan Gosling, I would think big star. And it's Star Wars. You would think the name alone sells the tickets, but it's like, what does it need to be for audiences to go, oh, that I want to watch that? And so I'm kind of curious to see how they go about marketing this one.
Yeah, we need more imagery, because right now all we're getting is, and we've shown them in the show today, but a black and white still of them leaning against the land speeder, and another shot of them seemingly lost at sea. Like, we need to see something more than this now,
Oh, I like that comment from Marcus Y. Little callback to last week.
You know what?
Good callback.
I'm not sure if Gosling is fit enough. Chris, can you get on that real quick?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That reminds me of like one of my favorite movies of Ryan Gosling's is Crazy Stupid Love. And which is guys, if you haven't seen Crazy Stupid Love, it's Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, Emma Stone. But there's this great scene in it where Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are together, and Ryan Gosling takes his shirt off, and she's like, what the hell? She goes, you look like you're photoshopped. That was the line. That was a great line. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Word is that they might be dropping a first trailer, even though the movie is pretty far away, but for Star Wars Starfighter tomorrow at D23, but they may not be releasing it online for everybody just yet. Do you think they're actually going to do it? Whatever you guys think about this, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Ultra Pouches. A lot of people use nicotine thinking it'll give them a little extra focus or even help before a workout. But nicotine is a vasoconstrictor. It narrows your blood vessels and can actually work against that pump and recovery that you're looking for. That's where Ultra pouches come in. What you're really going to like about them is that they're 100% nicotine-free and caffeine-free. They're designed to give you smooth energy and focus without the nicotine crash. Pop one in before a workout or when you're sitting down for a long work session, and it's an incredibly convenient little boost. Ultra is the ultimate guilt-free pouch, delivering instant focus and mental clarity without nicotine or caffeine. New customers can use the code CAMPEA to get 15% off at takeultra.com. That's TAKEULTRA.com for 15% off with the code CAMPEA. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that our show sent you.